Yeah, good morning. This is Bang Bang Rahal. Anybody watch the fight last night? Chris Eubank Jr. and Smith, Liam Smith. Good fight, mate. Good fight. I just thought that Eubanks. Why does he run around like that? Eubanks with his left hand right down. He even got his right hand was down as well. You know, he was open to the left hook all the time. I mean, the right hand was just down all the time. I mean, ridiculous. But still, that's how we fight. I thought Roy Jones would have told him to keep his hands up, mate, because Smith was very tight. You could see Smith was tight but loose, yeah? Tight guard up, yeah? And it was going to happen, mate. It was going to happen because the first round, when Smith hit him with a couple of right hands, I think Eubanks knew that Smith was a banger, yeah? That he could bang Smith, yeah? And every round I give to Smith. Barring the third round, I think Eubanks won the third round. Smith, I think he won every other them other three, yeah. But when he come out, Eubanks in the fourth round, thinking he was going to do the same thing he done at the end of the third round to Smith, yeah. I think when Smith hit him, mate, with that left hook and that right hand, he knew Eubanks. It was all over, and it was the referee, good ref, mate. The ref had to stop it. I thought the ref would have stopped it after the first knockdown, really. It was all over the gaff. His legs was like jelly, Eubanks, and it had to happen. He's got a heart like his dad, young Chris Jr. But he ain't his dad, is he? He ain't his dad. And he must be. I mean, this morning he must be looking at the fight and think and be gutted the way he fought the fight, yeah. But how many fighters do we know that shout about like them two? Well, not so much them two really. It's more like Chris Eubanks Jr. has been shouting about what he's going to do to Smith, and he tried to do it, but come right unstuck. I think Smith would be a good champion, and that's it really. I'm gutted in a way that it ended like it did. I thought it'd have got a lot longer than that. I mean, these pros train for 15, 20 rounds, don't they? Really, in a way, yeah. But I mean, it's so different to the unlicensed fighting. I know I'm going a bit that way, but it's so different to the unlicensed fighting as it is today. These unlicensed fighters think that they can train like a pro, but no way can they. Unlicensed fighters, it's ridiculous what's going on today. You got Danny Smith, is it Danny? Danny Christie is going to fight Joe Joyce, is it? That never happen. That won't happen. We know it won't happen. Joe Joyce and Danny Christie. That fight. It will not happen. Joe Joyce ain't gonna get them nice pearly white teeth knocked out, is he? Do you know what I mean? he ain't gonna have that. That fight will never ever happen. Joe Joyce and Danny Christie. No, I've seen Danny Christie train. I've seen him train. He's a good trainer, mate. He puts his all into it. He runs regular. I only see him the once running. He trains most days. He's give up his job as a scaffolder to go into the boxing. So the unlicensed fighting, so he does well. He does quite good on his videos. He does good on the videos where he talks about people and sat down and sitting on the toilet. He's 100%. Yeah, well done, Chris. Yeah, Danny Christie, well done, mate. But anyway, how many times have we seen fighters that shout about like young Eubanks Jr. shouts about what he's going to do and what he ain't going to do, and how many times that happened in boxing? So many fighters have gone out thinking they're going to bash their opponent up and come right unstuck. One punch, mate. In fighting, it's one punch. And as a heavyweights or middle or cruiserweight, light heavyweight fighters, mate, one punch, that's all it takes. But I was talking about the other day about Lenny McLean. Someone's told me not to say too much about Lenny on my videos, but this is what it's about. It's about media and all that. So, yeah, I remember when Lenny was shouting about Johnny Waldron, that he was going to kill Johnny Waldron because Johnny Waldron was too tiny for him. Johnny Waldron was about, 16 or 17 stone, and Lenny was about 20 odd stone, and then he fought Johnny Waldron, and Johnny Waldron come out and just annihilated him, mate. Then he annihilated Lenny, you know, and after that fight, Lenny was shouting about he's going to bash Johnny Waldron up, and I was told, that Frankie Warren got hold of Johnny Waldron, and give him $5 to fix the fight, and Lenny just come out and stop him in the first round. Yeah, that's what we was told. That's what was going about. And when Lenny come out in the first round like a lunatic to bash Johnny Waldron up, Johnny Waldron just stuck a left jab out and hit Lenny on the chin and knocked his spark out. You know, so one punch. You know, Lenny. It seemed to me that Lenny, when he fought Johnny Waldron, he couldn't. There's no way he could have beat Johnny Waldron. No way in a million years. Johnny Waldron's an ex-pro. His ex-pros, mate. Didn't get the fist of the unlicensed fighters. I'll tell you. Unless you get, you know, look at. I think Cliff Fields and Johnny Waldron. That'd have been a good fight. That'd have been a good fight. I fancy. Personally, I don't think Johnny Waldron would have took Cliff Fields' power. I think Cliff Fields would have been a bit too strong for Johnny Waldron, too big for him, and you can't. Johnny Waldron's running people that good. He's a good banger, John. Or to stop Lenny twice in 2 fights, he's got to be a good banger, you know, because Lenny could take a punch. Well, I don't know, but anyway, just say he can take a punch. Yeah, Johnny Waldron, Lenny, Cliff Fields was a banger. You know, you can see what he done to Lenny as well. You know, but Cliff Fields was a banger. I fancy Cliff Fields would have been too strong for Johnny Waldron. I think he'd have stopped Johnny Waldron in what, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. He was too powerful. I don't think Johnny Waldron. Maybe Johnny Waldron would have cut him up. They all say that the reason Cliff Fields they stopped Cliff Fields from fighting, took his license from him as a pro, because he just got cut up too much, and he didn't want to see too much more of that going on. But I thought they might have took his license away from him. The time I met him in Wandsworth Prison, the Scrubs, met him in there, that might have been the reason that he took his license. I don't know what he's in there for, but he could have been in for a violence charge. I don't know. I don't know what sentence he was doing, but you know, he did take his license from him, and it could have been over that, yeah. Then I was told that Roy Shaw wanted to fight Johnny Waldron. Whether or not he did, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But as far as I was concerned, that he was going to fight Johnny Waldron, and then the fight got pulled out because I think after Johnny Waldron bashed Lenny up on the second fight, I think that Roy Shaw just went, no, I'm having that. It's the same as Roy Shaw would not fight Cliff Fields. Roy Shaw knew that Cliff Fields was too big and too strong. I mean, you know, he annihilated Len. He just absolutely annihilated him, Cliff Fields. Lou Yates, I understand that I still today a little bit pissed off with the way Lou Yates said that when he walks into a pub, he had a go at Cliff Fields, and Cliff Fields turned it back on him. I can't see that. Cliff Fields was just one of them men that would not do that, would not turn his back on anybody like that, mate. He would just have a row with you, he wouldn't give a monkey's where it was. Cliff Fields was a proper man, and he was a hard fighter. And I know a lot of people say that perhaps Lenny would have beat Cliff Fields on the cobbles, on the pavement. I don't think so. I don't really think so. I might have said it before, but I don't really think so. Because I knew Cliff Fields and I worked with Cliff Fields, and I see Cliff Fields on the pavement and what he can do to people. So no, I don't think that Lenny would have fought Cliff Fields on the pavement, because I thought we'd have beat him. 100%. And I thought, out of everybody that I've ever seen fight over my years as an unlicensed fighter, I think Cliff Fields and Johnny Waldron were the two up the top. Maybe I feel that I might have been the third one there, number 3. I like to fight Roy. Roy taught me a few lessons. When I fought Roy a couple of times at the Beckett, Roy punished me a bit, you know. Roy did punish me a bit, but after a while, it got to me punishing Roy. I respected Roy, because Roy was not a liberty taker. You know, he hit me quite a lot of punches, but not a liberty taker. Len, when I fought Lenny up at Vic Andretti's place, it was a different kettle of fish. Lenny came out to bash me up, yeah. but Lenny come unstuck, and we had some good fights, me and Lenny up there, good sparring up there, and it never come off me and Lenny, even though there's a couple of posters with me going to fight Lenny, but Lenny never showed up. It wasn't vice versa, I can assure you, because I never ever didn't turn up for any of my fights. I was always there, mate. And sometimes I've done unlicensed fighting when I even wasn't on the show. I'd done it for Eddie Richardson and Terry Coombs when Lenny was going to fight, but he didn't. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio, just a little bit about Chris Eubanks and Johnny Waldron and Lenny McLean. Please press the like button and subscribe. And I'd like to see Eubanks fight again with Smith, but I don't think it'll happen for ages. Myself, I think Eubanks knew. He just, Roy Jones must have said, you've got to keep that right hand up, Chris, because if you don't, Smith is going to come over with a left hook, mate. You've got to keep it up. I mean, he put his left hand down there. I mean, a couple of times he got hit by Smith, didn't he? Right-handers, mate, and he knew. But anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe. And you can see Roy Jones with the towel, mate. He was in fighting anyway. All right, this is Bang Bang Radio. It's big respect, boy.